joining law enforcement, all police officers swear an oath to treat all suspects equally. But what happens when officers fail to suppress their urges and temptation becomes too much to handle? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a world where boundaries are blurred and moral compasses are discarded. Here are 3 police officers who were caught seducing criminals.
This is all happening.
What's his name?
Christian Christian? Please, I'm scared of him.
We take you to Bentonville, where Officer Nathan Smith and his colleague are on patrol. In the early hours of January 15th, 2023, they spotted a black SUV swerving erratically across lanes.
That's all you have.
Yes, sir. You can ask Zachary.
I don't really want to talk to
know
Zach.
you don't.
Concerned about public safety, Officer Smith initiated a traffic stop and approached the driver, later identified as Brook Teague. Upon making contact with Brook, Officer Smith noticed her bloodshot and watery eyes and detected the strong odor of alcohol emanating from the vehicle. Brook's speech was also slurred, raising suspicions of possible intoxication.
No,
I'm sorry.
Anyway.
I get nervous.
Officer Smith decided to administer standardized field sobriety tests to assess her impairment. But this is where the officers traded professionality for fun.
We're supposed to be professional.
During the reaction test, Brook exhibited signs of intoxication. However, she couldn't maintain a straight face and kept giggling at the officer's smile. And this is when Smith starts losing the battle.
You're making me giggle. I'm sorry.
He makes me giggle too. It's okay.
Okay. I snore. I'm from
Sorry.
Huntsville.
We're supposed to be professional.
I'm from Huntsville.
All right, stop laughing because you're making me laugh.
I'm not-
all right? Seriously.
You're smiling. I can't help it.
All right.
In a dazzling display of drunken acrobatics, Brook's failed sobriety test resembled a wobbly tightrope act.
Anyway.
I get nervous. 5, 12, 25.
With arms flailing and balance eluding her, it was clear that she wasn't cut out for the circus, let alone driving. Officer Smith, the ringmaster of law enforcement, had no choice but to slap her with a backstage pass to the Bentonville Police Department, where the flirting intensified.
That's my dog. No, you're looking. That's my dog.
Is that your dog? What's his name?
His name is Coach.
I want to kiss him. Just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
There, Brook's bubbly enthusiasm persisted, making the breathalyzer test feel more like a drinking game. The result? A whopping 0.14% blood alcohol content, and a word-worthy performance, but definitely not one for the road. As Officer Smith remained somewhat professional, Brook had to spend a night in jail and her license was suspended. We can only guess who gave her the ride home the next morning. If you think Officer Smith succumbed to his instincts too easy, you'll be shocked by the conduct of Detective Yermaine Brisenko. But first, let me introduce you to the infamous Only Friends model turned stabber, Courtney Clenney, who had raked in a cool $3 million
How can I make myself first?
on the adult site under the name Courtney Taylor. Don't let her dressing gown fool you. She's not here for a casual photo shoot. No, she's facing some serious allegations after brutally stabbing her boyfriend, Christian OBanion. The detectives entered the room, clearly captivated by Clenney's stunning beauty, but struggling to maintain eye contact as they delivered the sad news. As the interrogation begins, Clenney is all tears and gasps, putting on quite the show for the cameras. The detective breaks the news that Christian didn't make it. Cue the dramatic hand to the chest moment. But hey, at least she remembered to wear her best revealing outfit for the occasion.
We have to inform you that Christian did not make it. Unfortunately, the doctors did what they could.
Christian is dead.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Clenney insists that she just threw a knife at him during an argument. Oops, silly us. We didn't know knives could fly now.
So I grab a knife and I said, don't come anywhere closer to me. I had absolutely no intention of using it. I'm on the phone with my mom and he's coming at me like he's gonna grab either the phone or like the knife or something. And so I was just like, I was like, don't come any closer. It's coming at me, and I threw it. And I meant for it to go.
How far away was he?
Well, I was by my fridge, and he was like by the edge of one of the chairs of the sofa. Like
comparing to what
10 feet. I'm trying to think in my head.
The prosecutors, on the other hand, are sticking to the good old-fashioned stabbing story. with crime scene photos showing both Clenney and her apartment drenched in blood, so it's safe to say that things got messy. But the real highlight of this absurdity comes when she asks for a hug from the detectives. Seriously? She's just been caught red-handed in a grisly murder, and she thinks they'll hand out hugs like candy. Sorry, Clenney, no hugging for murderers today. Or is there?
Can I please have a hug? Am I allowed to do that in here?
Maybe he thought he could play the role of the knight in shining armor, believing he could save the day with his tender affection, but Detective Brichenko swoops in for a hug.
No.
With a swift rejection, Clenney shut down any hopes the detective had of sharing a heartfelt moment. Poor guy, his attempt at a hug fell flat, crashing and burning like a terrible first date. But let's face it, Detective Casanova, this isn't a fairy tale. She's a suspect in a brutal stabbing, and you're supposed to be seeking justice, not a romantic connection. I mean, really, what was he thinking? That she'd just melt into your arms and you'd live happily ever after? Get real, dude. You're a detective, not a romance novel hero. We can only imagine the sinking feeling in your heart as your attempt at sympathy turned into a cringe-worthy rejection. However, our list doesn't end here. Let me introduce you to the king of simps, or in this case, queen of simps. Former Montgomery County Jail deputy Charlene OBanion, who engaged in improper activity with an inmate inside the prison walls. The incident occurred while O'Banion was an employee at the Conroe Montgomery County Jail in Houston. The illicit relationship came to light when O'Banion and Jacob Parker, a 28-year-old inmate, shared a recorded call on December 17, 2021, discussing their extracurricular activities. Authorities were alerted to the situation and launched an investigation.
And you got a live head game. Oh man.
It wasn't my best moment, so I was just trying to get it done.
Are you in bed?
Don't even get me thinking about that, because it makes me so like just going back and thinking about that. Oh yeah.
O'Banion denied any allegations at first, but once she awkwardly listened to the audio tape with the detective, she confessed to engaging in oral with Parker on November 17, 2021.
Any inappropriate contact, whether it's groping, that, anything. Yes, I am being vulgar to get a point across.
Yeah, no, it's not. None of that.
Then what is it?
I might get down.
In fact, part of the quiet. How long ago was that?
Months ago.
2 months.
She revealed that due to a lack of floor workers in a specific housing section of the jail, staff members would recruit volunteers from other units for cleaning duties. O'Banion took advantage of this opportunity to meet Parker in an area out of sight within the jail. Even though she emphasized that this incident only occurred once, she was eventually sentenced to 100 days in prison and lost her job. What do you think about these officers' actions? Should we cut them some slack? Let us know in the comments.